Imagine for a moment that the very anxieties that gnaw at you, the doubts that whisper in your ear, the frustrations that simmer beneath the surface, what if these weren't simply burdens to bear, but intricate clues pointing you towards your most authentic self? Think about it. What if the secret to unlocking your deepest potential and understanding your unique path lies not in the polished facade you present to the world, but in the raw, untamed aspects of yourself you've learned to sideline, to silence, to disown? Today we embark on a transformative exploration, venturing into the profound landscape of what I call your unseen architect. This isn't about abstract theories or dusty philosophical texts. It's about unearthing vital truths that can fundamentally reshape your experience of life. By the end of our time together, you won't just acknowledge the existence of this unseen architect, but you'll begin to understand how it holds the blueprint for your growth, your resilience in your truest form of freedom. And the final revelation? It might just redefine everything you thought you knew about who you are. Think of your unseen architect as the repository of all that you've deemed unacceptable, the traits and impulses you've pushed into the shadows of your consciousness. It encompasses the anger you were told to suppress, the desires you labeled as selfish, the vulnerabilities you feared would be exploited. Yet paradoxically, within this very collection of disowned aspects lie the seeds of your most potent strengths and the compass guiding you towards a life of genuine fulfillment. Consider this. How often do you find yourself instinctively recoiling from certain behaviors or judging specific traits in others? Isn't it often the case that these strong reactions are triggered by a faint echo of something you recognize, however dimly, within yourself? As the insightful philosopher Anais Nin once wisely observed, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Your unseen architect isn't just a collection of negativity, it's a reservoir of untapped energy, a wellspring of potential that remains dormant because you've been hesitant, perhaps even afraid, to look within. Take a moment now in this space to gently turn your gaze inward. Are there aspects of yourself that you consciously try to keep hidden, not just from the world, but from your own internal awareness? Perhaps it's a fear of being inadequate, a persistent feeling of resentment, or a longing for something you've convinced yourself is unattainable or inappropriate. What if these very facets of your being weren't flaws to be eradicated, but vital messages yearning to be deciphered? The journey towards wholeness, towards becoming fully yourself, isn't about excising these parts. It's about integrating them into the totality of who you are. This integration demands courage, a commitment to radical honesty, and a willingness to step beyond the comfortable confines of your self-imposed limitations. It's about embarking on an inner pilgrimage to discover not just the carefully curated persona you present, but the complete and authentic self, embracing both the perceived light and the acknowledged shadow. True growth, lasting transformation, blossoms not from rejecting these unseen aspects, but from courageously embracing them. Consider the timeless narratives of heroes throughout history and mythology. Every compelling protagonist, from ancient legends to modern-day icons, invariably faces a pivotal confrontation with their own inner darkness. Think of the mythical trials of a hero grappling with their own hubris, or the modern-day character wrestling with their past traumas. These stories resonate so deeply because they mirror the essential human journey. The question that beckons each of us is this: are you ready to take that initial step into the uncharted territories of your inner landscape? Are you prepared to turn towards the aspects of yourself you've instinctively avoided and ask the crucial question, what wisdom do you hold for me? Your unseen architect isn't a malevolent force, it's an intrinsic guide, communicating through the subtle language of your emotions, your dreams, and even the dynamics of your relationships. Have you ever experienced a recurring dream that leaves you unsettled or felt an inexplicable pull towards a particular idea or person, only to dismiss it? These could very well be signals from your unseen architect, attempting to guide you towards a more complete understanding of yourself. The process of engaging with your unseen architect begins with cultivating a profound sense of self-awareness. Pay close attention to the emotional currents that run through you, particularly those reactions that feel disproportionate to the situation at hand. These intense emotional responses often serve as breadcrumbs, leading you back to the disowned aspects of yourself. Once you begin to identify these hidden traits and feelings, the next crucial step is acceptance. This doesn't imply condoning harmful behaviors or indulging every fleeting impulse. Rather, it signifies acknowledging these parts of yourself without judgment, recognizing their existence as integral components of your human experience. Imagine the profound sense of liberation that would arise from no longer fearing your perceived flaws, but instead viewing them as potential catalysts for growth and understanding. Think of the increased authenticity and unwavering self-assurance that could blossom from embracing the entirety of who you are. In the segments that follow, we will delve deeper into practical methodologies for identifying and integrating your unseen architect. We will explore tangible steps for transmuting what feels like inner darkness into illuminating insights. And we will uncover how this profound integration can guide you towards a life imbued with purpose. And remember, the most transformative insight of all is still on the horizon. Stay with me, because by the culmination of this exploration, you will possess a powerful roadmap, not just for understanding your unseen architect, but for harnessing its wisdom to navigate your destiny. Let us now venture further into the intricate labyrinth of your inner world, poised to unlock the extraordinary potential that resides within the depths of your being. Let's delve more deeply into the enigmatic realm of the unseen architect and unravel how a conscious understanding of this often neglected dimension of yourself can unlock not only a clearer sense of purpose, but also a profound and enduring sense of inner peace. The unseen architect manifests in countless subtle and not-so-subtle ways. It can surface in your ingrained habits, the recurring patterns in your relationships, and most notably, in the intensity of your emotional reactions. Have you ever experienced an emotional surge that seemed to overwhelm your rational mind, leaving you wondering at its intensity in retrospect? That moment when emotion eclipses reason is often a glimpse of your unseen architect asserting itself. But why does this hidden aspect of ourselves wield such significant power? It stems in large part from its unconscious nature. The more we actively deny or vehemently suppress a particular aspect of ourselves, the more influence it inadvertently gains over our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's akin to trying to submerge a buoyant object beneath the surface of water. The more force you apply, the more forcefully it will resurface when your grip inevitably weakens. Now consider this profound possibility. If you could gently bring these hidden parts into the light of conscious awareness, understanding their origins and their underlying motivations, how much greater command would you have over your own life? How much more authentically free would you truly feel? One of the most illuminating examples of how the unseen architect operates is the psychological phenomenon known as projection. When we disown certain qualities or feelings within ourselves, we often unconsciously attribute those very traits to others, leading to amplified emotional responses towards them. For instance, if you harbor deep-seated feelings of inadequacy, you might find yourself hypercritical of others who appear overly confident or dismissive of those who excel in areas where you feel insecure. This isn't merely a psychological quirk, it's a mirror reflecting back to you the aspects of yourself that you have yet to fully acknowledge and integrate. As the insightful philosopher Søren Kierkegaard wisely noted, to cheat oneself out of love is the most terrible deception. It is an eternal loss for which there is no reparation, either in time or in eternity. In a similar vein, failing to acknowledge your own inner landscape leads to a profound disconnect from your true self. Take a moment for honest self-reflection. Is there someone in your life who consistently triggers a strong emotional response within you? Perhaps it's a colleague whose ambition you find irritating, a friend whose carefree attitude you envy, or even a family member whose habits frustrate you. Instead of solely focusing on their perceived flaws, gently turn the lens inward and ask yourself, what does this intense reaction reveal about my own inner world? What aspect of my unseen architect might I be projecting onto this individual? This isn't about assigning blame to yourself. It's about embarking on a journey of profound self-discovery. Each instance of projection presents a valuable opportunity to reclaim a disowned piece of yourself and bring it into the illuminating light of conscious awareness. Let's now delve deeper into the intricate connection between your unseen architect and your unique sense of purpose. Often, the very aspects of ourselves that we consciously suppress are intrinsically linked to our most authentic gifts and deepest passions. For example, an individual who stifles their innate creativity due to a fear of judgment might discover that embracing this long-neglected aspect of themselves unlocks their true calling as an artist or innovator. True purpose, the kind that resonates deeply within your soul, isn't something you stumble upon externally. It's something you unearth from the rich soil of your inner landscape. It's about aligning yourself with your most authentic self, embracing the entirety of your being, including both the perceived strengths and the acknowledged vulnerabilities that reside within your unseen architect. As the poet Mary Oliver eloquently wrote, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" This question invites us to consider how fully we are embracing all facets of ourselves in the pursuit of our unique path. But how do we initiate this profound process of inner alignment? It begins with courageous self-inquiry. Ask yourself probing questions that challenge your deeply ingrained assumptions about who you are. What aspects of myself do I consciously fear the most? What beliefs have I internalized about what is acceptable or unacceptable about me? What long-forgotten passions or cherished dreams have I dismissed as impractical or unworthy of pursuit? Take the time to write these reflections down, to truly engage with them. You might be astonished by the profound insights that emerge when you grant your unseen architect a voice. Another potent tool for engaging with your unseen architect is the practice of journaling. Regularly dedicating time to writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can provide a valuable outlet for the unconscious to express itself. Pay particular attention to recurring themes or intense emotions that surface in your writing. Dreams, too, offer a direct and often symbolic pathway to the unconscious mind. Keep a dream journal and record your dreams as soon as you wake up, noting any vivid imagery, recurring characters, or strong emotional undertones. Then take the time to reflect on these dream elements, asking yourself, what underlying messages might my unconscious be attempting to convey through these symbols and narratives? Now let's contemplate the transformative power of integrating your unseen architect. Imagine a musician who deliberately avoids certain notes or harmonies in their compositions. Their music might be pleasant, but it would lack depth, complexity, and emotional resonance. Similarly, when we embrace all aspects of ourselves, including those relegated to the unseen architect, we become like an artist who utilizes the full spectrum of colors, light and shadow, to create a richer, more nuanced masterpiece of a life. Integration doesn't mean acting impulsively on every dark urge or allowing the shadow to dominate your decisions. Instead, it signifies understanding and accepting these aspects as intrinsic parts of your shared human experience. This profound acceptance cultivates compassion, not only for yourself in all your beautiful complexity, but also for the inherent struggles and imperfections of others. You begin to recognize that everyone carries their own unseen architect, and this shared human condition connects us on a deeply profound level. The journey of embracing your unseen architect is not a singular event with a definitive endpoint. It is an ongoing, lifelong process of self-discovery and integration. It demands patience, unwavering courage, and a steadfast commitment to personal growth. But the rewards are immeasurable. A clearer understanding of your purpose, a deeper and more abiding sense of inner peace, and the profound liberation that comes from living a life authentically aligned with your truest self. And here lies a truly pivotal insight. Your purpose, your unique contribution to the world, is not solely about your individual journey. When you courageously confront your unseen architect and strive for greater inner alignment, you contribute to something far larger than yourself. Think of it as ripples emanating outward. Your journey towards wholeness inspires and empowers those around you, creating a positive shift in the collective consciousness. In the next segment, we will explore practical and actionable steps for consciously integrating your unseen architect into your daily life. We will discuss how embracing these hidden aspects can lead to healthier and more fulfilling relationships, unlock dormant wells of creativity, and ultimately guide you towards a life that feels deeply resonant with who you truly are. The most profound truth, the ultimate revelation, is yet to unfold. Stay with me as we uncover this final piece of the puzzle, revealing how your unseen architect holds the key not just to your personal fulfillment, but to your unique and vital role in the grand tapestry of existence. As we continue our exploration into the profound wisdom of understanding your inner landscape, let's now focus on the practical application of these insights in your everyday life. Recognizing the existence of your unseen architect is a powerful first step, but true and lasting transformation blossoms through conscious integration. This is the vital bridge connecting awareness to action, the process of intentionally weaving your disowned aspects into the very fabric of your being. One of the foundational practices in this integration is cultivating radical self-honesty. This involves looking at yourself with unwavering clarity, without the distorting filters of denial or the convenient excuses of self-justification. It demands the courage to acknowledge, yes, I experience feelings of envy, or yes, I sometimes harbor judgmental thoughts. But here's a crucial distinction. Self-honesty is not about self-flagellation or harsh judgment. It is about clear and compassionate self-awareness. Think of it as meticulously decluttering a physical space. You cannot effectively organize or utilize the space until you first honestly acknowledge the extent of the clutter. Similarly, you cannot begin to integrate your unseen architect until you truthfully recognize its presence and its influence in your life. A tangible way to initiate this practice of self-honesty is by diligently observing your emotional triggers. The next time you experience a strong emotional reaction, whether it manifests as intense anger, overwhelming fear, or even an unusually strong surge of admiration, consciously pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting with such intensity in this particular moment? What does this emotional response reveal about my own inner landscape? Is there a disowned aspect of myself that I might be unconsciously projecting onto this person or this situation? For example, if you find yourself consistently irritated by someone who appears to be seeking attention, consider whether this irritation might stem from a part of yourself that secretly yearns for recognition, or perhaps it reflects a past judgment you placed on your own desire to be seen. This process of gentle self-inquiry can initially feel uncomfortable, even confronting. It is often tempting to retreat into familiar patterns of blame or defensiveness. But remember, the ultimate goal is not to criticize yourself or dwell in self-recrimination. It is to cultivate a deeper and more compassionate understanding of your own inner workings. Each emotional trigger serves as a valuable doorway, leading you towards profound insights into the hidden dimensions of your unseen architect. Once you have begun to identify specific aspects residing within your unseen architect, the next step involves initiating a form of inner dialogue. Consider engaging with these disowned parts as if they were distinct aspects of your being. This might seem unconventional, but it provides a powerful means of externalizing and understanding these often subterranean elements. Imagine creating a safe and private space, perhaps through journaling, meditation, or guided visualization, where you can figuratively sit down with your unseen architect and ask it direct questions. Why do you manifest in this particular way? What underlying fears or unmet needs are you attempting to express? What do you require from me in order to feel acknowledged, understood, and ultimately integrated? This inner dialogue can be profoundly revealing. You might discover that a persistent fear you've carried for years originates from a specific childhood experience, or that a seemingly negative trait you've consistently suppressed is actually a distorted expression of a valuable strength waiting to be reclaimed and channeled constructively. For many, this process of compassionate inner inquiry leads to surprising and deeply transformative revelations. Remember, your unseen architect is not inherently your adversary. It is a collection of disowned energies and experiences that have been attempting, in their own often misguided way, to protect you or guide you towards wholeness. Thank you for joining me on this profound journey into the depths of the unseen architect. May you find abundant courage, profound wisdom, and lasting peace as you continue to explore the beautiful and complex landscape of your own being. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching Mind Unbound.